Thank you so much for being here. My name is Sue Wilhite, and I am the CEO of Positively Success. Thank you so much for coming. It's been an interesting technological challenge to get this broadcast going, but now that we're here, I want to welcome everyone. I just want to point out that there is chat. Hopefully, oh, I hear that you're not hearing me. Can you hear me now? Let's see. Can you hear me now? Let's try that. I was having some difficulty with my microphone earlier, but I thought I got it fixed. So let me know if you can hear me. Are we going? Are we live? Let's try a poll. Create a poll. Nope, it's not going to let me do that. Let's do, good. I can be heard. Yay. All righty, good, wonderful. Oh, technology is so much fun. Thank you again for your patience, and I'm hoping that the content that I give you is going to be good. So we are on the 3 quick steps to get what you want, and I am going to do a screen share now. We're going to get this up and running. Pardon me for again, we've had some interesting technological challenges here. I'm trying to get stuff going. There we go. Okay, now we're going to do screen share. Maybe. Oh boy. There we go. Screen share. And we're going to share that. And that. There we go. 3 quick steps to get what you want. And with any luck, it's going to be quick. Today, you're going to learn about how to get what you want relatively quickly. The steps are quick, but I'm going to warn you that they're not necessarily easy. We're going to go over the 3 steps, and if I can overcome the technological challenge, we'll see if we can get one of you in the hot seat and walk you through the process and demonstrate how it works. I will also share with you some resources and ways that you can make the steps easier. And then at the very end, I'm going to take you through a drawing. So here is the deal. We're going to go through the 3 steps and share some resources and the drawing for a prize. And it is entirely possible. There is a relatively big name in the metaphysical world who, when I told him I was doing this broadcast, he might be offering an audio for you guys. So I'm not going to totally promise that. I haven't had a chance to follow up. It was just before Thanksgiving. And so we're going to see if we'll get a bonus audio for all of you who are here today. So everybody is going to be a winner no matter what happens. And one of you will get another prize. So, and if you don't already know, my name is Sue Wilhite, and I am just going to pause for a few minutes and tell you a little bit about myself and why I am sharing this webinar with you. And I promise not to spend a huge amount of time, partly because I've already gone through enough of your time. And I'm pretty sure that I know what you want. You want to get to the point. So I am right now a law of attraction coach. I am a sound healer, and I am a tarot master. I've been a lot of things in my life. I've been a dog walker, a dishwasher, a programmer, and a systems analyst. I've been a hypnotherapist, a Reiki practitioner, events manager, and a bookstore owner. I've been a lot of things. I'm pretty eclectic. And when I do get interested in something, I tend to go deep. I want to know everything there is to know about the subject, and I want to know how it works, and I want to know what doesn't work. So I currently have a practice where I see people once a week in person for tarot readings, for healing and coaching. And another couple of days a week, I do my work over the phone. I teach in-person workshops a couple of times a quarter. And because I am an introvert, really, truly, I am an introvert, I don't do any more than that, because more than that, I burn out. Even though my love, my passion is helping people and teaching, I can't do more than I can handle. So webinars, once I get the technology figured out, is a way that I can expand my teaching without as much overwhelm. I'm not an expert at webinars quite yet, but I expect that that will happen pretty soon. And once again, I apologize for any of the glitches. So let's start out by getting my favorite question. Oh, whoops, before we do that, actually, I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to go back to sharing. I'm going to stop sharing for just a moment, and I'm going to go back here and just make sure that nobody has given me any alarming messages. Nobody's given me any alarming messages. Okay, good. You're still all with me. And in a couple of minutes, I am going to ask you a question and ask you to put it in the chat. So get your fingers ready. I hope to have you go into chat pretty soon. But before I do that, I'm going to go back to this right here and share that. And I'm just going to say we're going to review a little bit. Hopefully you've put away any distractions. And I just want you, while we're going through this process, I'd like you to allow yourself to be curious. Allow yourself that maybe it doesn't sound right for you right now, but maybe it might be right for you later. So do take notes and just keep it for later if it doesn't sound like it's going to be something that works for you now. And do participate in the chat room. It does help if I'm getting some info from you guys, because this is a give and take sort of thing. Okay, so we're going to go on and go to the first part of the 3 quick steps to get what you want. And here it is. We need the question. We need the answer to this wonderful question. This is my favorite question in the whole world. What do you want? I asked this question. I've been asking it for, gosh, almost 2 decades. When I was in IT, and when I'm in coaching, and when I was doing hypnotherapy and everything, I nearly always start out by asking this simple and profound question. What do you want? And I want you to answer the question in the format, how do I get XYZ? So what is it that you want? And you want to answer the question in the form of a question. So how do I get a job? How do I get a relationship? How do I get from here to there? How do I get it? So go ahead and put your answer in the chat room. I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to go back to the chat room. And Can you guys put in the chat, how do I get X? Okay. How do I get healthy? Good. Anybody else? How do I get decluttered? Okay. How do I get decluttered quickly? Yes. And okay, clutter is a theme. Good. Great. Okay. Wonderful. So I'm going to go back to sharing now. Here we go. We're going to share the screen. Okay. How do I get decluttered? How do I get? Okay, so now the second part of this is you get to play Jeopardy. You remove the how do I get? So the how do I get decluttered or how do I get healthy? You take out the how do I get and you end up getting decluttered or getting healthy. That's the answer. If you're playing Jeopardy, this is what the little card came up on. And now it says getting healthy, or the card says getting decluttered. What is the question? If you're playing Jeopardy, what is your question? Now, you don't necessarily have to share this in the chat, but I'm going to give an example here. If the question was getting a job, the answer to that might be, how do I pay rent? Getting a relationship might be, how do I get company in the evenings and weekends? Getting decluttered might be, how do I feel more spacious? Or how do I find things more quickly? Or in the case of healthy, it might be, how do I get more energy? Or how can I do more things that I want to do? Something like that. So take a moment and think about that. And I'm going to unshare the slide here. And, ooh, how do I figure out what my authentic passion is? Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. And so if you're doing a Jeopardy thing, it might be how, if the answer is finding my authentic passion, the answer could be lots of things there. So think about what you want your answer to be. What is it that you want? And we'll get going in just a second. I'm going to give you another moment to look, and I'm just getting something else going here. All right. Going back here. All righty. Here we go. We're going to go back to sharing my slides here. And here's another way to look at it. If you solve that issue, if you figured out how to declutter, if you figured out your authentic passion, if you figured out all of these things, if you figured out how to get healthy, what would it do for you? What would it change in your life? what would happen? Think about that for a moment. That can be kind of a profound question. If you solved this issue, what would it do for you? And yet another way to look at it, what if it's not the right question at all? So you want to declutter, you want to find out what your authentic passion is, you want to get healthy. And the answer in the Jeopardy format is, how do I, serve the world, if it's the way of your passion? How do I serve more people? Or how do I do more things? What if that's not the answer? What if that is not even the question? There may be something else that you want to get. What if the answer is really, who do you need to be? What if the answer is, what do you need to do? What actions do you need to take? What if the answer is, how long is it going to take? And am I willing to put up with that commitment of time, as it were? What if the answer is, where do I have to be? Do I have to go somewhere else? There's a whole bunch of different questions that would come up if you think about it this way. If you need to be somebody different, a very powerful question might be, who do I need to be? And is that something I'm willing to do? And therein might lie the problem. If I can mention a personal story, one of the things that came up for me, a couple of years ago, was that when I decided to step up and be a more powerful teacher in the world, I realized that I had to be a different person. I couldn't fall back on being an introvert all the time. I couldn't retreat from the world. I couldn't be invisible anymore. I couldn't play a half game. I had to play a full game. So I had to become a different person. I had to step up. I had to be that person. I had to make a commitment to myself. And that's what I did. And it's taken time, because it's the question of timing. Is I needed to act sometimes, and I needed to wait sometimes. I needed to do certain things in a particular time, because that's just simply what happened. And the biggest question is your why. If you don't have a why, if you don't have a motivation behind it, and from my perspective, the why and the who are intimately related. You may have a motivation that you want to serve more people, but if in your mind you have a identity of, well, you just don't do that. Women don't do that, or nice girls don't do that, or even nice guys don't do that, or I'm not allowed to be bigger than who I am. If you've got something like that, then your motivation needs to be absolutely enormous in order to overcome those blocks, in order to overcome that little voice in the back of your head. And because I'm good at helping people answer those questions, and more importantly, I'm good at helping people clear those roadblocks of digging in and finding those niggling little questions in the back of your head, I hear them for you. I hear them speak when you can't necessarily, because you've been hearing them for so long. They're in the back of the brain. They're your background music. You don't even hear it anymore. And so I hear it for you, and I repeat it back to you. I help you get through those disconnects between who you want to be and the motivation blocker that's keeping you from being that. So to do that and to help more people, I've created a coaching program called the Clear Your Path coaching program. And it's a 6-week journey, and it gets you from here to there by my hearing the answers to those questions and helping you overcome the roadblocks. As an example, let's say you were trying to get to Lisbon in Portugal by driving a 1973 Ford Pinto hatchback using the directions for Lisbon, North Dakota, which, by the way, exists. And at the top of its attractions list, by the way, is Dead Colt Creek. So if you're trying to get to Lisbon, Portugal, and you end up in Lisbon, North Dakota, you're going to be vastly disappointed. I don't think there's a Dead Colt Creek in Lisbon, Portugal. So I help you change the map so that you've got the correct destination. I help you get into a luxury limo that's going straight to the airport and get you on a private jet, and that whisks you away to your destination. And to get out of metaphor and to be more concrete, you find out what you really want. You find out what's getting in the way. You find out why you want it, and you find the energy to get what you want for once and for all. Now, when I do this one-on-one with people, it is a 6-week journey, as I said, and one-on-one, it costs $1,495. Is an investment in yourself. However, I know you're a powerful person, and I know that you want to get rid of those limiting beliefs. You want to get rid of those blocks that bind you, and you want to be free to be who you really are. I also know that people have limiting beliefs about what they can spend on themselves. It's a paradox of coaching. People who absolutely believe in themselves and their value do not hesitate a moment to get coaching and to get top value for it. But people who have blocks on their self-worth see the flow of abundance being blocked in the same way that their block in their self-worth happens, and so they don't see their way to paying for it. So I've come up with a way of making it easier. The group coaching program called Clear Your Path. It is 6 weeks. It still gets rid of the blocks, but it's in a group format. The downside is that you don't get the individual attention from me. The benefits are that you still get the techniques, and you get the added bonus of being in a group of people who can support one another. One person asking a question usually represents a question from many others. You'll be able to post questions in a private online community that is not Facebook. There's no kitten pictures. There's no food pictures. There's no what I did at Six Flags over Thanksgiving pictures. There's nothing like that to distract you. It is an online community, and that's all it is. I will post the homework there, and yes, there will be homework. You get to do homework in between. And you get to post your victories so everybody can cheer you on. I'm going to be starting my next group coaching program on Monday, December 7th. That's a week from now at 7 p.m. And it's going to be a 30-minute program each week for 6 weeks. And each session will be recorded. So if you can't make one, that's okay. But I highly recommend that if you choose to invest in yourself for this, that you be there every week so that you can get the most benefit from the group. If you can't make the Monday programs, I'll be starting another one on Thursday, January 7th at 7 a.m. It'll be a morning program. And when you sign up for the program, I'm going to be putting the offer and the link on the screen in just a moment. Please tell me whether you want the 2015 program or the 2016 program, and I'll get you into the right one. After the 2016 program, after the one that starts in January, I won't be running a group program until June at the earliest. So if you're at all interested in starting the year off with a bang and getting what you want and figuring it out, I suggest that you sign up now. It is 1/3 the price of the individual coaching program. Your price for the Clear Your Path group program is $397. You can pay with a credit card or you can pay via PayPal. And I know it is the holiday season, and I know that cash flow can be interesting. And so I am going to be making available a 3-payment plan that you'll need to contact me for, and I'll send you the link for that. It's 3 payments of $137 each. All right, so now we're going to give you your third step here. Oh, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty again. I apologize for the glitch. Hang on. We're getting this. Okay. We're going to try to stop sharing. There we go. Now I've gotten that working. Okay. There we are. Ooh. Nice answers. All right. So I'm going to see if I can allow somebody else to be on here. That's what I'm trying to get going here. There we are. And okay, so there should be in your chat room, let's see if I can do it from here. We've got there. Nope. Okay. There should be on your control panel, which I can't see because I'm the host, so it doesn't show up for me. There should be something where there's a finger, what looks like a red finger, perhaps, that you can request to join me, and we can walk through the process. Otherwise, we're going to have to try to do it through chat, which is really interesting. Is there anybody who wants to go through the process here? Okay. Oh, it looks like somebody raised their hand. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Somebody, Sue. All right. Sue, let's see if we can do this. This is going to be a 2-step program process, Sue. you're going to have to respond to the invite, and we'll see if we can get you on. So go ahead and respond to both halves, and if it doesn't work for you, go ahead and put it in the chat that it's not working for you, if that's the case. Okay. Are we there? Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to put this up. There's that. Okay, well, we're going to see if this is working. Yeah, Becky, I think because I've already responded to Sue, it's not showing up for you anymore. So we'll see if Sue can make it in there. Okay, we're going to give it just a few more seconds, and then let's see. All right, I'm not seeing anything from Sue, so I'm going to put her back as an attendee queue here. And Becky, let's see if we can do this via chat. Why don't you put in chat, in the chat box, what do you want in the form of how do I get? And we'll see if we can do this via chat. Okay, how do I get free? Ooh, that's a fun one. Okay, so the question is, how do I get free? And so what you do is getting free is the answer to what question now? So getting free, and since I don't know what you want to get free of, whoops. Okay, sorry, Sue. So Becky, try now. The second step is, how do you get free? You take away the how do you get, and it's getting free. What is that the answer to? Your original question. Okay. How do I declutter my house quickly? All right. So decluttering your house quickly is the answer to what question? Or is that the getting free is the answer? Go ahead and type in the chat. There we go. Getting free was the answer. Okay. So, so what does getting free do for you? This is the next step. What does getting free or being free do for you? And you want to think about how that, okay. Yes. How do you get free is the answer to how do I declutter? And now the next step is you take that answer is how do I get free? And you take that, again, you erase the question part of it, the how do I get? And being free. Now, there we go. Allows you to pursue your passions in life. Wonderful. So now the third step, which is the part that I haven't necessarily revealed yet, the third step is pursuing your passion is really what you want. Pursuing your passion is the things, or passions in life, is the thing that you're really after. Decluttering is a step, feeling free is a step, but pursuing your passions is the thing that you really want. It's this whole process, how to get what you want, is about drilling down and figuring out what it is that you really, really want. And being free, being able to pursue your passions is what you really want. Yeah, it makes sense. And so now when you think about pursuing your passions, doesn't it make it more clear to you that that's what you're really after? And how decluttering is just simply a barrier. It's just simply, it's getting in the way. It's all you can see. Oh, I have to declutter before I can pursue my passions. It's like you're not giving yourself permission to go after your passions. Does that make sense? And I have to wait a little while because in this format, there's always a slight delay. Yes, it will make decluttering easier because it motivates you more, because you know that that's what's really underneath it. It doesn't feel quite so overwhelming to declutter now because it's just the step that you want to take, not that you have to take, but that you want to take in order to pursue your passions. It doesn't feel as heavy. It doesn't feel as overwhelming. It doesn't feel like something that you have to do. And that, to me, horrible feeling in your gut at the idea of decluttering. It's like, where do I start? No, you have your passion in front of you. It's like, oh, I'm going to get to do something, whatever it is. Well, pretend it's windsurfing. I get to windsurf now. Or I get to quilt, or I get to go work at the Humane Society or volunteer at the Humane Society, or I get to do more reading, or I get to attend more classes. I get to have people over. If you're decluttering, you get to have a social life. That's what at least one of my clients found when she went through this, and she had the same issue. Her thing was, I want to declutter. And what we really found out was that she had her mom's example of always being the hostess and always inviting people over and always having to have people over on Friday and Saturday night and the bridge game and all of that. And she didn't want to be her mother. And so she deliberately let her house get incredibly messy. She did let me see it before and after. You literally couldn't walk into it because she didn't want to be her mother. But she did want to have people over, but she couldn't. So she was able, by realizing that she was in control of when people came over and how often, she didn't have to be her mother. She could just have people over when she wanted to. So she scheduled a party for a month in advance. And because she was looking forward to the party, she was looking forward to having her friends over, she was able to clear it. She was able to clear it a week ahead of time. It wasn't that she was working up until the last minute. She had it done a week ahead of time and was able to enjoy the clear area, the clear space before people showed up. It was absolutely wonderful. She invited me to the party. So that was wonderful, being able to see it before and after. It was great. So, does anybody else have any questions? Thank you, Becky, for being a wonderful guinea pig there. Does anybody else have any questions? I'm going to try and see if I can fire up a Q&A here. Let's see if that does it. Da-dung, 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 da-dung. And no, it is disabled. Okay, so we're going back to chat. At least I think we're going back to chat. Let's get back to the controls. Get back to that. Oh, goody. Now I've lost the whole chat room. Yay. Ah, I love technical glitches are so much fun. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Are we back? There we go. Now I've got it. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions? Go ahead and put them in the chat. Okay. If nobody has any other questions, then I am going to say thank you and bless you for hanging out and waiting for my technical difficulties to resolve themselves. And I believe my next webinar will be a lot easier now that I know what it's expecting of me in my computer. So thank you very much. I do hope that you will be able to join me in one or the other of the group coaching sessions in December or January. Again, it's only $397, which you can do as a 3-pay plan. And click the button. Hopefully you see the offer there. And that allows you to join the Clear Your Path coaching. Thank you so much and have a great evening. Take care.